It's wonderful to see all these bright and good faces here this morning and on this very happy Easter. As we experienced last night, new persons came into the church and also became a part of this church. So our numbers are growing, and we appreciate that and we love that because we know that we need others in order to live our Christian Catholic life. Today, the short answer and the short homily is for this reason. All of what was prepared for Easter and what God had to say to us about his son Jesus was expressed during the long weeks of Lent, and then this Holy Week, which concludes with this day when we celebrate Easter itself. And what it says is that, and this is important for us to keep in the back of our minds, what Jesus did was to take everything that was awful in the world and said to us, "My love is stronger and larger than all of that other stuff that we call evil and bad and the devil and so forth." I want you to hear that clearly. Hear that clearly. Jesus says, "I am larger than all of those particular aspects that happen in life." And that's what we are bearers of when we go out into the world and live our life. We're bearers of that good news. A number of years ago, I was proud with the preparation I made with a small group of people and how Lent as well as the services for Easter went. I was really, really pleased. So on Easter Sunday, I said to the persons involved, I said, "How will people know that you have gone through these services and that you really believe who this Jesus is?" And this is the answer I was looking for, that these are persons who bring the good news, that Jesus has conquered everything that is evil and not good and made it possible for each one of us to enter eternal life, even though there may be struggles and difficulties from time to time, that there is nothing there that Jesus can't take care of. So I kept asking the persons, what will convince me that you are a Christian who has heard the message and are going to live this over the next years? And the one woman popped up and said, "Hopping. If you see us hopping out there, you know that we're really believers." She didn't get the whole message. It's not about a rabbit. I don't know, maybe she worked for Morley's, I don't know. But trust me, it's not about hopping. It's about knowing what is in your heart here and that Jesus has absolutely conquered everything that is bad and evil. Have you heard this? I need to know this from you. Have you heard this clearly? Yes. All right. So you know what those kind of persons do then? They do not go out in the world and say how bad the world is. They go out into the world and they do loving things. And would you believe, one loving thing after another? That's how you will be known. Nothing else counts. Nothing else is worth it. That God knows that you are firmly convinced in your life that the way to eternal life is to increase my ability to love each day. And that's what he's asking us to do. The last thing, and this is often missed at this time, it says that Jesus was raised by the Father. And I want to remind you how important that phrase is. When he came into this world to be like us in all things but sin, He did not allow his sonship to get in the way of his making sure that we saw clearly that he was able to conquer everything which is evil, that he allowed the Father to raise him from the dead, because that's what the Father is going to do for each of us. Understand this. He could have done it himself. The Father did empower him, but he did not claim this at that moment. And he did that just for us, to show how much he wants to, for it to be clear to you, how much he knows about each of us and the life we live and the struggles we have. He was raised from the dead so that we might be raised also and live a life in this world that is full of one loving act after another.